Ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, ting-tang, walla-walla bing-bang. Ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah, ting-tang, walla-walla bing-bang. This is a lime tree. Not a lime as in a citrus fruit lime tree, but a lime as in a lime tree. Those leaves are edible and quite neutral. Some people wait for the aphids to do their business on there, and they leave a nice sweet sticky residue. You can also, in late summer, they start making the fruits called lindens. You dry those out in a low oven or in the sunshine. It makes a really nice relaxing tea. That there is the giant burdock, where the roots can be used for, well, dandelion and burdock, as I said, or just cooked and eaten. The plant's also been used for all sorts of remedies, from curing colds to cancer treatments to treatment for rheumatoid arthritis, all sorts of weird stuff. The leaves, however, are not very tasty. My God, these pants are incredibly uncomfortable. I think someone must have switched out mine for my daughter's. All of this here is Hemlock water dropwort, which is one of the most toxic plants in the UK, also known as dead man's fingers. Don't touch it, don't eat it, don't do anything with it. It looks a lot like flat leaf parsley, and it is in the same family as this, which I believe is a cow parsley. And they're all in the same family as carrots, wild parsnips, that sort of stuff. Not a clue what all these things that look like buttercups are. Never seen them before in my life. Look just like buttercups, but you know, are they? Some very young beech nuts just starting to come up there. Look, little furry critters. Look a little bit like a testicle. Ow, you just stung me. Some hogweed there. That again is in the same family as wild parsnip and hemlock water dropwort, that sort of stuff. But this one is edible. Especially the young flower tops just before they come out are quite nice, dipped in a bit of batter and then deep fried. Anything deep fried is good. Not to be confused by giant hogweed, which is very nasty and very horrible, and is phytophototoxic, which means it gets onto your skin, alters your DNA, and you can have burns for 7 years. Elder, very nice tree. Obviously the berries are edible once cooked or made into wine. I've got quite a lot of wine at home, actually, elderberry and blackberry wine. I need to bottle up. But the flowers obviously can be used. Try not to get bloody stung again. The flowers can be used in an elderflower champagne if you're feeling fancy. Or you just eat them straight off the tree and they taste slightly fizzy and sherbety to me. Watch. Slightly fizzy on the tongue. Good. That is barbed wire, normally used for keeping out weirdos. Or keeping in weirdos. I'm in, or am I out? Using the power of my massive hooter, I can smell garlic or ransoms. Let's see if we can find some. And partially due to my massive hooter, I have got a bit of pollen in my nose today, a little bit of hay fever. So I'm going to pick some of this plantain. Just a couple of leaves should do. Sure, clean them off a bit. And I'm just going to eat those because they contain lots of natural antihistamines. They're not the tastiest plant. Some people like it. It's bearable, but it does stop the old snout from running. The other thing that plantain is good for is if one of these little buggers stings you, like just did to me, and you can find some of this and chew it up and use the juice and rub it on the sting, and it'll stop very quickly. It's very efficient. I used it on my little daughter and it worked a treat. super daddy. This is lots of fun. That is a horse chestnut or conker tree, which is one of the few soap plants in the UK. So take some leaves, mush them up in the water, makes a very light foam, and you can wash your hands. Right next door to a, hang on, my door lovely I am, to a sweet chestnut, which is edible when the nuts come on them, and they are fantastic. As I was just being a weirdo in the woods, some yobbo threw a glass bottle at me. So we're on our way to find him or her. You know, no sexism here. And whoever it is going to get a punch right in the skull. Let's see if we can find him. Said yobbo was just caught running off in the distance, and I am not a runner, funnily enough. I did wonder for a moment if it could have been a Bigfoot, or as we say in Welsh, Troedmawr, but it wasn't. That's just me. That pretty little pink flower there, that's clover. Now, depending on what you read, sometimes it's edible, sometimes it's not edible. I don't know much about that, to be honest. But what you can do is pull some of the little flower pods out and then suck the bottom. Suck the bottom. And it tastes nice and sweet. Now, I'm not exaggerating, but just eating those 2 leaves of that plantain has stopped my nose running completely. Haircut. That is an enormous dog. That beautiful red flower growing in the castle is Valerian. This Valerian root's been used for insomnia. It's also been used for ADHD, and believe it or not, it's also been used for menopause. It's a very good plant and it grows everywhere. Look, this is lovely. That there is pennywort or naval wort. Look, it's growing all up the side of the castle there. And that is a succulent. That one's a little bit dry. Let's see if we can find a greener one. There we go. Take that one. That's a succulent, and it is very tasty. To me, it tastes a little bit like undercooked or maybe even raw asparagus. Very good. Look at all that waterlogged willow. I'm going to fall in a minute. I need a beaver.